BARTISM number 50. And this is one of my favorites, and I'm reminded of this weekly, or at least very often. And that is, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can do something or say something, or you want to, doesn't mean you should. Sometimes you're better off not going through with what it is that you think you want to do, or could do, or dream of doing, or should do, or even say to someone. Instead, choosing not to do or say something could be better for you in the short or the long run. Think before you speak or do something, and weigh the pros and cons of either doing or saying something or not, and slipping out the back door, all while not leaving a trace or an ounce of what you thought or you could have said or you could have done, because words have impact. Actions have impact. Whether it's something that you were going to say that's kind of negative and, even though you kind of, they deserve it. But still, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Or, hey, you want to go climb that mountain or do that crazy bungee jumping or whatever, something that just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Think about that. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Apply that reasoning approach with something that you want to say or do that may have negative repercussions in the short or long run. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And what happens is when you decide to pull back and not do something or say something, you have this new block of time to reflect on your decision. And I don't want to say, 9 times out of 10, but let's just say that the majority of time you're going to say to yourself, I'm glad I didn't go do that or say that. I can see how that would have had a negative impact on me, one way or another, your health, your mind, your heart, the situation, your job, who knows? Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Think about that.